Today, we're coming to you from the grand halls of the University of Birmingham, an institution steeped in discovery and research since 1900. The University of Birmingham was the UK's first civic university, a place designed for everyone, not just the privileged few. Every one of our graduands today is a part of that proud tradition of learning and achievement. Degree congregations at the University of Birmingham date back to 1901 and are held here in the Great Hall, right at the heart of our Edgbaston campus. Attended by nearly 30,000 graduates and guests each year, these events are the highlight of the university calendar and represent for many students the conclusion of their studies at Birmingham. Originally built as a cathedral to learning, the Great Hall never fails to impress our visitors. The building is Grade 2 listed, and it's really the details that make the space so special. It features a trompe-l'oeil domed ceiling located above its formal marble entrance. The entrance is bordered by archways that are designed to draw the eye towards the centre of the room. The music you can hear is being performed by our very own student musicians. They often perform versions of modern pop hits or songs with a Birmingham connection. As our graduands wait for the ceremony to start, this is a time for them to reflect on how far they've come. They may think back to the first lecture they attended in a packed lecture hall, making friendships that will last a lifetime. Maybe they're thinking back to their first eureka moment, when their chosen field of study finally clicked into place. Or perhaps they're thinking about late-night debates in the Guild, that group project that pushed them to their limits, or the spark of inspiration when they saw their research was really making an impact. Today they close one chapter and open another. A degree from the University of Birmingham is more than just a name on a certificate. Our graduates are recognised by employers for their resilience, creativity and dedication. Soon, they'll find many exciting opportunities waiting for them. A quick shout out to the staff, students and volunteers who have made this special day possible. We couldn't have done it without you. Also, a reminder to share your photos from today on social media. Make sure to tag our accounts so we can engage with your moment. The audience is a mixture of graduates who sit in the back of the hall and their loved ones who are seated near the stage. During the ceremony, the graduands will make their way up to the stage, accept their scroll, and be applauded by their families and fellow students. In the sea of formal robes in the ceremony, attendees may spot black gowns, red and green gowns, and possibly some other eye-catching colours. The black robes are worn by those graduating with their bachelor's and master's. Green and red robes are for those picking up a doctorate degree. To the families, friends and supporters watching from home today, your encouragement, pep talks and well-timed cups of tea have helped our graduates reach this day. Let's take a moment to appreciate the parents who still don't quite understand what their child studied, but are immensely proud regardless. Well done, everyone. You've earned this celebration. Soon our ceremony will begin. There's a degree of pomp and circumstance to the day that echoes back through the years. These rituals connect our graduands today to students from the very first British universities formed in the 13th century. This procession isn't just tradition for tradition's sake. It's the university's way of honouring the past, affirming the authority of scholarship, and marking the threshold our graduands are about to cross. Now it's time for the procession to start. Senior academics of the university are led into the Great Hall by two mace bearers and will sit on stage throughout the ceremony. There is a mace bearer at the front of the line and one at the back. The latter is called the Esquire Bedell. Both carry large silver maces that they put down on stage. This is a ceremonial kick-off to the day. The mace bearers are usually staff members from the university who have volunteered to take part. Row by row, the procession makes its way up to the stage, passing proud faces in the congregation, students in mortarboards, parents wiping away tears, tutors exchanging proud glances. A senior member of the university, such as the Chancellor or a provost, will be the last to take their place. They'll stand before the attendees and declare the congregation open.
I declare the congregation open.
Good afternoon. My name is Neil Hanley. I'm Pro-Vice Chancellor, Head of the College of Medicine and Health. Welcome to the university. Welcome to the inspirational Great Hall. It is really wonderful you're all here, and it's a real privilege and pleasure to open proceedings. So, graduands, friends and family, those watching online, this is your ceremony, the completion of your educational voyage, a phase of your lives. So let's take a moment to celebrate that team effort. Hard study and the support, love and encouragement from those around you. So all of you, great job, well done. Remember, this is the last ceremony of the day. You don't want to miss out. Let's start by giving yourself a very, very big round of applause and a few cheers. You've got promise. That was very, very good, actually. That was the best of the day. So, graduands, seeing as you've got in the mood, we know how much you care and how grateful you are for the love and support of those people in front of you, family and friends. So let's have some more applause and cheers, please, purely for them. Fantastic, thank you. Many of you are about to start out qualified in dental hygiene, dentistry or pharmacy. All tremendously important roles, but it can be tricky out there. Funding in health has never been more, but never felt tighter. Reorganisations are coming, innovations like AI. How should we deliver healthcare services? Size, shape. I'm an endocrinologist by trade, a hormone doctor. But like everyone up here, I'm only a temporary incumbent. It's a conveyor belt, and you're stepping on. So I have 3 asks. Never stop asking questions, devour new knowledge. It's absolutely pivotal. Keep the passion persevere, and keep doing all of those things that you do outside of work. They're vital for keeping you and your brains fresh. Thirdly, and most importantly, be kind. Learn a name. Smile. In healthcare, you'll see people at their most vulnerable. They're scared. It can make conversations difficult. You might be tired, irritated, nervous. But it's the job to stay calm and help people through the tough times. I realise not everyone will be involved directly in delivering healthcare, but even so, they're not bad lessons for life. So now we're really lucky this year. As many of you know, it's our 125th anniversary. We've lit up Old Joe, the magnificent clock tower behind you. We've reaffirmed and strengthened our vows with the city by updating our civic agreement. We've held fantastic events, music concerts, festivals in the Green Heart, the Parkland at the centre of our campus. All added to UOB Extra, a university-wide innovation capitalising on the nice weather of summer to hold events, broadening the horizons for our graduating students, aiming to increase employability, but also to have a lot of fun. We're a public-facing university. We have the Lapworth Museum, complete with its dinosaur, the Barber Institute of Fine Art, Winterbourne House and Garden. We're the country's leading civic university for elite sport. Students from our college, pharmacy students, play netball for the Birmingham Panthers. We have international middle distance runners. We have rowing. We have a medical student who's in preparation for the Los Angeles Olympics in 2028 in the GB development squad. And we have Premier League hockey, and I know that's relevant to at least one of you in the back. In hockey, 1/3 of the women's GB squad at the last Olympics were Birmingham alumni, our students. It's quite remarkable. If the university were a country, we'd have finished second on the medal table at this year's European Cross-Country Championships. Again, quite remarkable. So, it's more than just buildings, more than books. It's the people, students and staff, who bring the place to life. So what about those staff in medicine and health? Those sat behind me. Well, you're in the middle of a square mile of what is Birmingham's Health and Life Sciences District. The university, our leading hospitals, our dedicated dental hospital still feels new. It's beautiful. Our new science park, the Birmingham Health Innovation Campus, opened last month, creating jobs, driving the economy. In dentistry, we ranked 23rd in the world, first in the UK beyond London. In pharmacy, as years roll through, we could quite possibly become the biggest trainer in the country. Tomorrow's workforce, our students. Those pharmacists at the back of the hall came second in the national judgment tests that determine their placements for foundation years. In research, we're the biggest in England outside of the Golden Triangle. For the third year running, we've hit £100 million in our new awards, just in our college alone. It's £500 million when you go out to our wider district for health research over the last few years. More important than the money, we put it to tremendous use. University Hospitals Birmingham recruited over 50,000 people into research last year. In the Global South, we're famous for pioneering surgical theatres, where electricity is unreliable. We're famous for international clinical trials, including pharmacy, led from right here to develop innovative new medicines, as well as devices and diagnostics. I mentioned how seriously we view our role in the city. Partnering with Birmingham City Football Club, it's my privilege to lead on health, including applied health researchers, like some of those graduating today. We have strands tackling knife crime, domestic abuse, gambling addiction, fan-based research to reduce risk of heart attacks and strokes, Our medical students teach fans cardiac resuscitation at home games. Genuinely life-saving, life-changing interventions. So in short, we're celebrating our 125th in the best way possible by making as big a difference as possible, both locally and globally. It's a cliche, but better never stops. It is and has to remain our mission. So, I couldn't be more proud as I stand here representing not just the students at the back of the hall, but also our staff, who care so deeply about what they do. So please give them a big round of applause. Thank you. I want to close with one more personal request. Please stay in touch. It matters to us. There'll be reunions of your graduation year. Our record is 60 years down the track, held this year and last year for the medics. But we can't do any of it if we don't have your contacts, if we can't get in touch. So, with that, graduands, your moment has come. As you're guided up to the stage, Professor Mason, Pro-Vice-Chancellor for International, will admit you to your degree. Professor Roberts has the toughest job in the House, navigating all the names in the right order, so be kind. When your name is read out, that's your graduation. Big smiles, savour the moment. And family and friends, that's your cue for a big round of applause, but also plenty of cheers. Now, if the other ceremonies are anything to go by, the first few it's a bit reserved, and then it sort of builds up. So if you've got people coming up early, you don't want to miss out. I've got one last word of warning. Glamorous footwear. You're ahead of me. A life-changing moment and rather steep steps. So please be careful. Thank you very much for your attention. There is so much to be proud of, and I wish my congratulations to everyone.
Now for the handing of the scrolls. The graduands walk across the stage to collect their scroll from the presiding officer.
Good evening and welcome. My name is Tracy Roberts. I'm Professor of Health Economics and Head of the School of Health Sciences. It's my pleasure to be the presenting officer for this ceremony. Pro-Vice-Chancellor, to you and the University, I present the names of these graduands, as listed in my programme, proved worthy to be admitted to their respective degrees.
By virtue of my authority as Pro-Vice-Chancellor, I admit those persons listed in the programme, both in attendance and in their absence, to the degree for which they are to be presented.
College of Medicine and Health, School of Health Sciences, Doctor of Medicine, for research into bronchiectasis in alpha-1 antitrypsin deficiency, Joshua D'Souza. For research into preterm birth and the use of emergency cervical cerclage to prevent pregnancy loss and prematurity, Nicole Pilarski. Doctor of Pharmacy, for research into roles of pharmacy staff in educating primary school-aged children on self-care, Samira Osman. Doctor of Philosophy, for research into the effect of material surface topography and chemistry on the microbial and cellular attachment, Diana Mohammed Abdel Azim Abdullah. For research into the use of hot metal extrusion combined with fused deposition modelling 3D printing in the manufacture to solid pharmaceutical dosage forms and novel drug delivery devices, Ali Mazouk Alko Aleb. For research into non-adherence to medication in severe asthma, Mohammed Ghazi Al-Muteri. For research into endoscopy quality measures to improve early detection of upper gastrointestinal cancers in the UK, Umair Cameron. For research into the 15-year survival of root canal-treated teeth in the NHS in England and Wales, Maria Lissani. For research into methods to assess post-operative morbidity after third molar surgery, Zhang Li. For research into hybrid hydrogels for use in tissue engineering and regenerative medicine, Xuan Lu. For research exploring the improvement of 6 to 8 week maternal postnatal checks by general practitioners in England, Claire MacDonald. For research into the use of patient-reported outcomes as robust real-world evidence, Konrad Thomas Marushnik. For research into the role of bacteria in progression of colorectal cancer, Onalena Neo. For research into the epidemiology of migraine, prescriptions for migraine and associations with adverse pregnancy outcomes in pregnant women in the UK, Catherine Gwyneth Phillips. For research into periradicular tissue engineering therapies that exploit dentine extracellular matrix components to treat apical periodontitis, Satnam Singh Verdi. Master of Science, Rebecca Jane Litt. Jasper Kirubakaran Natarajan. Nazir Zeb. Master of Pharmacy, Pharmacy, Aisha Abid. Daisy Agray. Precious Olusemelore Teniola Agoro. Haya Ahmed. Malaika Ahmed. Iman Suhail Ahmed. Saif Mohammed Hani Al Tawil. Tasnim Anika. Joanna Favour Ayuba. Banuja Balasubramaniam. Meena Beg. Rakaya Begum. Nikita Betalam. Andrew Bassett Adedeji Biobaku. Harry James Bishop. Shoshana Boateng. Ria Bura. Yun Kian Chang. Gurkiran Chodda. Shaya Chopra. Nabil Chowdhury. Layla Koka. Iman Dadaboy. Joseph Daniels. Gideon Mimo Dapa. Shreya Dukal. Jacob Dobbins. Serena El Said. Sophia Eruwa. Georgina Frimpong. Gurjeet Singh Gatore. Abigail Gibson. Ria Kaur Grewal. Hadia Parveen Habib Mohammed. Marissa Pearl Hamburger. Izhan Hamraz. Umair Hassan. Harpal Singh Haya. Rebecca Lauren Yang Ting Ho. Rafi Harry Howard. Amelia Jane Hughes. Maimouna Hussain. Misoma Eileen Ijeoma. Hiba Khadija Iqbal. Rafiul Islam. Thomas Jones. Tina Kadir. Wadsanai Grace Kagoro. Gurleen Carr. Anish Kakria. Anna Kopsiewicz. Shreya Kotecha. Teresa Kyrie Diabo. Isabel Lever. Claudia Lode. Ruman Kaur Mahal. Irfan Mahmood. Maria Mahmood. Sufyan Mahmood. Gangandeep Kaur Man. Mohammed Nouri Mardini. Rebecca Mayton. Samiha Anam Meda. Zainab Mir. Naomi Masinachi Mugara. Manar Ali Badri Naif. Mashal Naimi. Catherine O'Day. Keisha Osatoanwen Osaseri. Ji Ann Park. Isha Patel. Keisha Patani. Shamaz Pervez. Thomas Pitt. Arab Kesa. Abidur Rahman. Uma Ramanathan. Azma Raza. Rory Richardson. Abiola Kafaya Roadmaid. Fernando Rodriguez Silva. Arian Rolia. Hamza Sadak. Riyapreet Sangera. Harjorth Cow Sangera. Mariam Shafi. Ahmed Shafi. Davitika Kumar Sharma. Ethan Stanley. Lucy Rose Stothert. Penelope Ruth Stewart. Amar Singh Suman. Deborah Teolua Thompson. Harry Haran Vimele Swaran. Abigail Wharton. Ella Page Williams.
You're very enthusiastic. This is great. So I mentioned earlier our 125th anniversary, all the events, the university at its absolute best. To continue this theme, we've invited distinguished friends from our university community to speak at some of our graduations. It's commemorated with the award of a special brooch, which you're about to see, that's been 3D printed with research partners of ours up in the Jewellery Quarter and celebrates the 125th anniversary. It's got engravings on it indicative of different parts of the university, the motto, as well as the 125. Earlier, perhaps surprisingly, I connected medicine and health, our surrounding health and life sciences district, to economic growth. I mentioned our new Birmingham Health Innovation Campus. In the college, for the last 6 years, we've held over 1,500 industry R&D contracts. In the last month, we've completed £23 million worth of new industrial clinical trial work, looking to deliver new therapies, as well as jobs and prosperity. So put together, our graduates actually, perhaps counterintuitively, need skills not just in healthcare, but also awareness of leadership, finance, and the commercial world. On this topic, today, we're incredibly lucky and hugely privileged to welcome Lucy Baldwin. Lucy is a highly respected leader in global finance. Her career spans research, investment strategy, executive leadership in some of the world's most influential finance institutions. She's currently Managing Director and Global Head of Research at Citi, the global bank, where she oversees the independent research across all asset classes across all the world, shaping insights, decision-making at the highest level. She serves on the Advisory Council for the Mossavar Rahami Center for Business and Government at the Harvard Kennedy School, focused on the coming together of markets, policy, public value. Prior to Citi, Lucy was at Credit Suisse, Global Head of Equity Sales. Before that, senior leadership roles, Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, Head of European Equity Sales, Director of European Equity Research. She began a career at Cazenove, Equity Research Analyst. In short, she's hugely experienced and a serious leader. Lucy is also a tremendously proud graduate of our university, and we are tremendously proud of her. Her degree, she studied economics. In fact, along with other members, Lucy now plays the ultimate role in overseeing our university. She is a lay member of our University Council. So please join me in welcoming Lucy as she helps us celebrate our landmark year. Lucy, welcome. Congratulations on the award of the brooch. Thank you for everything that you are doing and for your time today.
Thank you for such a kind introduction. And Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, distinguished faculty, proud families, friends, and of course, most importantly, the extraordinary class of 2025. Good afternoon. I'm really delighted to be here with you all today. Quite a lot to live up to in that speech, and I certainly won't try to do that. But it really is an immense privilege to be here standing before you today in the shadow of the Old Joe's iconic clock tower to celebrate you, the University of Birmingham's class of 2025. This is a really special moment, not just because you're graduating, but because you're doing so in the university's 125th year, a milestone that really underscores the legacy that you're all now a part of. As a Birmingham alum myself, I'm really thrilled to be sharing this day with you, to reflect a little bit on my own journey since I left here, and to try and offer some thoughts to maybe inspire you as you step out into the world. So I was once sat at the back where so many of you are now, a student here from 2001 to 2004. Feels like a long time ago. Navigating, of course, the joys and chaos of campus life. Birmingham wasn't, though, for me, just a university. It was a real crucible that helped shape the person that I am today. And I want to try and share a few little parts of that story with you, with my connection to this very special place, and of course some of the lessons that I learned along the way and the values that drive me on, in the hope that it lights a little bit of a spark for some of you listening as you step out into the world and into your own special journeys. So when I arrived here back in 2001, I was a fresher living up on the Vale, mesmerised by the lovely lake and the slightly wild parties that did seem to define much of the first year here. I spent time in Selly Oak, trekking down the Bristol Road, like I'm sure many of you have done, debating the merits of late-night kebabs and, of course, trying to convince myself that 9 a.m. lectures in the Muirhead Tower were perhaps sometimes negotiable. I was also working at a local estate agent's and at a local pub, so I very much felt the community that is broader Birmingham. Studying economics, I found friends who really did become like family. Bonds forged over coffee-fueled study sessions and the occasional night out at the Guild. Those years were really a whirlwind of growth, laughter, discovery, sometimes the odd tears. But Birmingham really did give me more than just a degree. It gave me some ambition, that fire that was lit, first, in my case, by my late father, who taught me to try and dream big, to work tirelessly for it. And his belief in me was unwavering, and it pushed me to aim high, to come here and then beyond. Here at Birmingham, that ambition really found a home, thanks to many great teachers that I was lucky enough to meet. For example, in my case, the late Professor Peter Sinclair, who was an economics professor here. He was really incredible. He wasn't just an educator, he became a mentor to me, someone who challenged me to think deeply and to think critically. We stayed in touch for many years after I graduated, and his wisdom and his belief that knowledge could really change the world, that became a guiding light. Birmingham and people like Peter showed me that ambition isn't just about achieving personal success. It's about making a difference for others, or at the very least, trying to. So after graduating here in 2004, I stepped into the world of financial services in London, and I thought, of course, I had a clear path, a clear career ahead of me. Quick spoiler, of course, that wasn't the case. Careers are very, very rarely linear, especially not today. Mine has certainly not been, but in so many ways, that is the joy of it all. Never quite knowing what is around the corner, what opportunity might just open up next. One of the biggest disruptions in my case that I faced was going through the 2008 financial crash. Many of you probably too young to really remember, but it was a time when markets crashed, when jobs vanished overnight, and uncertainty ruled. It was obviously daunting, but it was also a real turning point that presented me and many others around me with amazing career opportunities that rarely come up in more stable times. It taught me to adapt, to seize those new opportunities. Some of my greatest professional growth and new roles and new skills and new perspectives has tended to come from navigating these kinds of episodes of chaos and disruption over the last 20 years. That's a lesson I want you to try and carry with you today, class of 2025. Life is going to throw disruption your way, economic shifts, personal setbacks, and unexpected changes. But those moments of the greatest change and challenge often hold the greatest opportunities if you look hard enough. When the path isn't clear, lean into your resilience. Birmingham has taught you how to think critically, how to solve problems. Just keep going. Have that grit. Whether it's surviving a group project where one member's gone AWOL perhaps, or powering through a dissertation deadline, you've done it all here and you can do it again. Those skills will carry you through any storm, personal or professional. For me, on a more personal level, my life changed forever when I became a parent and I had 2 children, Ben and Charlotte, who've joined me here today. And they've been, in many ways, my greatest teachers, really, giving me a perspective that no boardroom ever could. And I'm sure many of the parents sat here can relate to that. They have reminded me why education really matters, not just for personal success, but it's a tremendous leveller for society. It's a driver of growth and it's a driver of innovation. A world-class education like the ones that you've received here at Birmingham, that is unbelievable. It can break down barriers, it can narrow inequality, it can help drive solutions for some of the world's greatest problems. That driving of economic growth and prosperity, it's a real gift that Birmingham has helped given to so many, me included. And now, of course, you here today, you also carry that gift. That perspective has really fueled my personal commitment over the years to try and find some ways to give back. Since graduating, as you've heard, I've stayed fairly connected to the University of Birmingham, mentoring some students here, which has been fabulous, serving on the University Council and the Investment Committee. And I love hosting Birmingham students down in London each year who want to explore careers in financial services. Watching their curiosity and their ambition light up, that has been one of the most satisfying things that I've been able to do. And we all have that responsibility as we go forward from an institution like this to try and lift others up, to try and give back in whatever ways we can. So no matter where your path takes you, class of 2025, try and find ways to give back, whether it's mentoring, volunteering, or simply sharing what you've learned. It's how we keep the Birmingham legacy alive. Not to mention, too, it's hugely rewarding for you as well. So as you prepare to leave this great hall, this great campus, let me share a couple of the values that have driven me, guided me, in the hope that they may drive some of you too. Firstly, something that my parents always tried to instill in me: treat people how you'd like to be treated. Kindness, respect, empathy, that builds trust and it opens doors, whether that's in a boardroom, whether that's in a hospital, whether that's in a coffee shop. It's something that's so fundamental for all of us. Secondly, do something you love. Find your passion, because that will fuel your perseverance. Find work that excites you, that makes you want to get up in the morning. Life, I think, is far too short not to love your career. But know this: passion alone is never enough. Success demands hard work, it demands dedication, and it does demand grit. There are going to be more late nights, more tough decisions, more moments when you're going to doubt yourself, class of 2025. But just keep going, one step at a time, just like you've done throughout your Birmingham career. You've already learned so much more than you know and are much more capable than you probably realise. And so here's just some practical advice. Try and embrace the non-linear. Careers today, in particular, are very rarely a straight line, and that's okay. Try and say yes to opportunities that scare you. The new job, the bold idea, perhaps a move across the world. But stay connected. Stay connected to your Birmingham community, the friends that you've made here, the alumni network, embrace that, the great teachers, and of course, the roots of this university. And when you fail, and sometimes you will, see it as a chance to learn, a chance to grow. Every setback, a stepping stone. So, class of 2025, today is about you. You've conquered your exams and your coursework. You've made it out now the other side to graduation. You've hopefully made memories that will make you smile decades from now. As we mentioned earlier, you're graduating in Birmingham's 125th year, a testament to this university's mission to transform lives through knowledge, from its red brick roots in 1900 to its global impact today. Birmingham has produced dreamers, doers, change makers, and now it's produced all of you. You're stepping into a world of challenges and possibilities, new technologies, big questions, bold dreams. You are ready to shape the world, whether you're building communities, solving problems, or telling stories that help inspire. You carry Birmingham's legacy, and you're ready to make the world your own. When I sat down here in this great hall back in 2004, I certainly couldn't have predicted my path. The twists, the turns along the way, the joy of raising Ben and Charlotte, or, of course, the pride of mentoring some of the wonderful students from Birmingham and watching them graduate and flourish in their careers that they've worked so hard for. I'm still so grateful, even now, for the many, many things that Birmingham has given me. Confidence and a solid foundation, ambition from teachers like Professor Peter St. Clair and others, resilience to face challenges, and a belief in what giving back gives to you too. You all have all of that. So, class of 2025, please get ready to make some noise and take some selfies out by Old Joe with your friends. Thank your families. Be passionate, be gritty, be kind. Stay connected to this incredible place. Mentor a student, join an alumni group. Come back and share your stories as you forge them with others. It's more powerful that the generations that come behind you than you will probably ever realise. In 125 years, when Birmingham celebrates its 250th anniversary, I hope that there's someone standing up here talking about the legacies and the work that you all started. Now, the one thing my son did say to me driving over here today, he said, "Mum, please don't talk for too long, because no one wants to listen to you for more than 10 minutes, and I'm probably just about at time." So the only thing that is left for me to say is huge congratulations to all of you today. The world is yours. Go and make it even more extraordinary than it is now. Thank you.
Pro-Vice-Chancellor, to you and the University, I present the names of these graduates as listed in my programme, proved worthy to be admitted to their respective degrees. Master of Pharmacy, Elliot Woolridge. Ikra Yassa. Giovanna Shao. Master of Public Health, Tasnim Ahmed. Megha Ashok Kumar Sabadevi. Primaban Ranjit Chauhan. Ailish James. Sheba Roslyn Masathil Jacob. Akihiro Sasaki. Rithika Sri Sriniv Asan. Master of Science, Dental Material Science, Arifa Begum. Respiratory Medicine, Helen Maulud. Restorative Dentistry, Anna Jane Broughton. Bachelor of Dental Surgery, Sadia Abbasi. Lauren Macy Ahern. Bana Ahmed. Mohammed Abdul Dayan Ali. Hannah Lucy Atkinson. Sana Badat. Arman Kaur Badwell. Haraj Baines. Lauren Rosebud Balasuria. Aaron Singh Bansil. Lucy Madeline Bayliss. Haramrit Singh Bogle. Jonathan Cartwright. James Edward Bryn Shannon. Vanita Mandriata Chowdhury. Ria Choda. Kiara Mayer Clark. Veronica Dabska. Emily Dawkins. Jaden Aaron Devlier. Anna Eliza Donnelly. Fiona Catherine de Silva. James Robert John Eason. Nima Emami. Lida Hamidi. Molly Tassia Hammond. Benjamin Joseph Hartle. Amber Kaur Heyer. Emily Hilton West. Prabjot Hoyti. Saliha Rani Hussain. Yaqub Ahmed Imran. Sarah Sharif Munia Isaac. Abtai Shafi Islam. Svetlana Ivanova. Surup Singh Johal. Olivia Grace Johnson. Naya Shreya Kara. Darshan Katechia. Isabella Anna Kearns. Aisha Khan. Tariq Hussain Katak. Sayon Kirubakaran. Harry Alexander Lee. Molly Bethia Leggett. Daniel Rahul Leckie. Shivani Malve. Fergus Bruce John Middleton. Sayyidah Soumay Mira Mohammed. Sadeji. Ria Tejal Jasmine Mistry. Calogero Michael Morello. Kate Lauren Murphy. Iman Naji. Gracie May Napier. Joanna Maria O'Sullivan. Shruti Vijay Panchani. Ria Patel. Krisha Raitesh Kumar Patel. Ria Kaur Purawal. Jessica Rose Prato. Sophia Prasad. Jessica Eleanor Prida. Nailish Raghavan. Tia Raitata. Lauren Georgia Rattenbury. Matthew Jack Robinshaw. Arya Ginny Sharif. Raina Sandhar. Vincent David Saviour. Zainab Shah. Haroon Ahmed Sharif. Dak Sharma. Vrinda Sharma. Faiza Shuja. Joshua Beretsky Simons. Louis George Spencer. J. Britt Tandon. Anya Sabri Dipak Thakara. Shivan Manoj Thanki. Poppy Louise Whitmore. Rory Williams. Bachelor of Science, Dental Hygiene and Therapy, Shah Noreen Akhtar. Gurleen Kaur Bhatti. Megan Olivia Bonner-Cartwright. Victoria Casmore-Jones. Phoebe Louisa Dimar. Katie Drew. Romy Dudko. Nicola Goulbourne. Robert Hutton. Nazia Zara Islam. Madison Lynette May. Nicole Mitchell. Bridie Murphy. Kerry Pearl Nelson. Amina Patel. Daisy Robb. Holly Rook. Ella Roundtree. Fatoumata Seydili. Erin Smith. Nabila Sohail. Navdeep Saroya. Alice Turnbull. Kaya Walsh. Pharmaceutical Science, Oluwanifemi Mofi Inafawola Ajijojo. Master of Pharmacy, Pharmacy, Tanwira Ali. Grace Annie. So I will now read the declaration for the University of Birmingham's healthcare professionals. For the graduates from our healthcare professions, please stand and follow me in reading the declaration. In accepting my degree today, I'll try it again. In accepting my degree today, I recognise that I embark upon a career involving care of patients, families and loved ones. I promise to reflect on and uphold in all I do my duty as a healthcare professional and to put the care of patients at the heart of all my actions. I shall treat all patients with compassion and respect. I shall listen and explain so they may reach decisions on their care and on their treatment. I shall never compromise the safety or the dignity or comfort of my patients. nor shall I discriminate against them or my colleagues. I shall justify the trust placed in me by patients and by individuals and by society by working with integrity. I shall keep my knowledge up to date. When I make mistakes, I shall acknowledge them with candour to my patients and report them. I shall learn from error. I understand that I alone must take responsibility for all I do and be prepared to justify my acts and my decisions. I declare that I will justify the privilege that the award of my degree bestows on me. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. I am now delighted to introduce the student representative to give a speech on behalf of the graduating cohort. Please welcome Thomas Jones.
Good afternoon. I will try and keep this short as it is quite hot. My name is Thomas Jones, and I'm proud to say that I am an ex-University of Birmingham pharmacy student and also the speaker today. To all the academic staff behind me, the proud families and loved ones in front of me, but most importantly, my fellow graduates, thank you for being here today to celebrate this unforgettable milestone. Standing here as one of the many graduates of the University of Birmingham, I feel a profound sense of pride, not only in what we've achieved, but in who we've become, whether we wore lab coats in science of medicine or scrubs in dental clinics. We've walked parallel paths during our time here, shaped by long nights, early mornings, and endless caffeine-fueled revision sessions. We chose to professions that go far beyond our lectures and knowledge. We chose to care for others in some of their most vulnerable moments, whether that's counselling a patient on a lifelong medication or relieving someone's pain with the precision of our hands. But before we rush forward into the next chapter of our lives, I would like to take this moment to share something that stood with me for the past year, something I believe will resonate with me as it did you. When I look back on my life and my time here at the University of Birmingham, the sleepless nights aren't something that comes to mind. It's the pain in my stomach from endless laughter, from spending time with friends, and from calling my parents to make sure that everything's all right at home, as I haven't checked in as much as I should have. By this, I mean we rarely remember the anxiety of results or the pressure of deadlines. What stays with us are the times we are fully present, living in the moment. And perhaps now, more than ever, as we move forward into the working world, that's what matters most. It's important to remember that just like our patients, we will see we are more than human too, and need time outside of work to recharge, de-stress, and live in the moment. So now we make a difference, apparently, not in grand speeches like this one or headlines, but in everyday moments. In the advice we give to the worried patient at the pharmacy counter, or the reassurance we can offer to the nervous patient in the dental chair. These small acts of kindness, carried out with competence and care, are what define excellence in our professions. So to our lecturers, academic staff, and academic support staff as well, thank you for your patience, your wisdom, and your perseverance through all of the emails and discussion board comments. To the families, friends, and loved ones here with us today, and on the live stream. Thank you for your unwavering support, the late-night calls, just to chat about university, to rant about Oskies, or just to catch up with family. Thank you for that. It means more to the students than you will ever know. And to my fellow graduates, thank you and well done. You've been study partners, patients, new lifelong friends, shoulders to cry on and people to laugh with. You have made what it means to be a UOB graduate. Please put your hands together for the class of 2025.
You can probably guess just how tricky it is to be standing here facing 800 plus people and give a speech like that. And I thought Thomas was just a prime example of what Birmingham graduates are like. So, Thomas, thank you ever so much. That was a great speech. I'm Robin Mason. I'm Pro-Vice-Chancellor International here at the University of Birmingham, and I've got two pieces of good news for you. The first piece is that this is the last speech, and you get to go and celebrate properly as soon as I'm done, and so I do promise to make it short. And the second piece of good news is that everybody got up and down the stairs without any trips. A lot of the faces were terrified at the bottom, I can tell you. By the time they got to the top, it was beaming smiles. You walked into the Great Hall as graduands, and you're walking out as graduates. Isn't that fantastic? So, well done, all of you. So today you become a member of a very special family. It's, of course, the family of University of Birmingham alumni. You join a family of over 400,000 members in over 170 different countries. So wherever you go next, wherever your path takes you, you're almost certain to bump into a fellow University of Birmingham graduate. As Neil said earlier, it's a pretty distinguished group that you're joining. No pressure, but you've got some Nobel Prize winners in there, pioneering engineers, celebrated authors, several Olympic and other gold medalists, successful entrepreneurs, inspiring educators, and, of course, groundbreaking clinicians, pharmacists, dentists, and health professionals. And you're now graduates of a really great university. We're 76th overall in the world at the moment. And the thing that makes a great university is its great graduates. And it's our graduates over the last 125 years that have made this university what it is today. If you get the chance between the end of this congregation and the start of your celebrations outside, you'll see in the corridors on either side of this great hall museum objects, artworks, manuscripts, photographs, films, telling the stories of the people who have been associated with the university over the last 125 years. And if you look carefully, I'd see if you can find it if you get the chance, you can read about the story of Pamela Moody. She came to Birmingham to study in 1945 from Kingston, Jamaica. She was the niece of a renowned civil rights campaigner, Harold Moody, who founded the first civil rights organisation in the UK. After qualifying from Birmingham in 1950, Pamela became the first Jamaican woman to earn a fellowship of the Royal College of Surgeons, and in 2019, at the age of 92, she received an MBE in recognition of her outstanding contributions to the NHS and to the community. And that's just one story of the many, many thousands that we could tell, that tell the story of, yes, the university, but more importantly, its graduates. They're stories of creativity, of discovery, of perseverance, and of courage. And we're really looking forward to hearing the stories that you've got to tell us. And so to repeat one of Neil's requests, make sure you stay in touch with us because we want to hear those stories. Now, standing on this stage here over a century ago at the formal opening of the university, King Edward VII laid down a challenge to our students. He said, "I say that the honour and dignity of this university are largely in your hands, and I look to you to initiate and hand down worthy traditions to your successors." And his words are as true today as they were then, and the challenge is there. And we know that you'll rise to that challenge. Even better news, penultimate paragraph. I just wanted to repeat some of the real words of wisdom and advice that Neil and Lucy gave you earlier. You'll remember some of them. Be kind. Remember that life is a team sport, so seek out and bring out the best in others. Be curious. Who knows where your life is going to lead and what's going to happen over the course of your career? The one thing that you can be certain of, though, is that you have plenty more to learn. And we hope that your time here at the university has given you a real love of learning and a real curiosity to embrace the fact that you have much more to learn. And actually, Lucy, I too knew Peter Sinclair very well, and Peter exemplified both kindness and curiosity. And the last thing that I'll say is be courageous. All it takes for evil to triumph is for good people to do nothing. So stand up for what you know is right. But on top of all those words of advice, let me give you one more. Go and celebrate, because you did it, class of 2025. You are now University of Birmingham graduates. Congratulations. I declare the congregation closed.
The ceremony that completes the university journey for hundreds of Birmingham alumni has come to an end. The procession begins to stream out of the Great Hall, carrying with them the maces that were set down at the start of the ceremony. It's a nice bit of visual poetry that bookends the ceremony. As those maces are carried forward, so too are our graduates onto their next adventure. This is a powerful moment for our graduates, representing the culmination of years of dedicated study, the education, connections, and friendships they have made at Birmingham will last a lifetime. The University of Birmingham is known for producing great thinkers, change makers, and innovators. From Nobel Prize winners to sporting champions, this institution has shaped minds that go on to make a real difference in the world. Today's graduates are stepping into that legacy, ready to make their mark, whether they're heading into research, launching businesses, or, let's be honest, finally taking a proper break before the next adventure begins. From the Great Hall to the wider world, our graduates will carry the knowledge, ambition and spirit of Birmingham in their next chapter. Wherever you're watching from, this is not just an ending. It is the beginning of something exceptional.